Creating a new user is one of the most important features that PrintVis has to offer. Before we can create a new PrintVis user, we must look and see what Business Central users have been created thus far. First, from your role center, go to the top right to the search button and type user. After typing user, you'll be presented with this page here. This is the Business Central 365 user list. It is imperative that as we go forward, that a Business Central 365 user is not only created, but matches our PrintVis user. Here we can see, for example, we have a user here that has been established under Business Central. And when we click on the user, we're brought to this user card here. This user card is extremely important because not only is this how you edit and create your user, this is how you can keep track of the permissions that each user is given. For example, if I were to go to license type and change full user license to a limited user, I would be limited to many features in PrintVis, such as accounting tasks that I can complete. You'll see why in a bit, why this is important to match with our PrintVis user. Once we scroll to the bottom here, we can also see our user permission sets. As you can see here, this Business Central 365 user that we have found has a super permission set, meaning that this user has access to all permissions within PrintVis. Let's scroll up to the top. Let's go back. So from this Business Central 365 page, if you do not see your name or an employee's name here, simply go to the top and click New. Here, you'll have to fill out your username, full name, and some authentication questions here. And then, of course, if you need to customize any permission sets, click on this field and click these three dots here, and this will bring you to the permission set list. Let's close out of here. After we have established our Business Central 365 user, let's go to the top right to the search button and type in PrintVis user. Here we can see the PrintVis user list. It's imperative that you have not only a Business Central 365 user, but a PrintVis user set up to use PrintVis. Going by the same user that we used last time, click again, and we're brought to the user card. This is the user setup. This is extremely important when customizing permissions as well under PrintVis. Like I said earlier, it's imperative that Business Central 365 users match with PrintVis users. This is shown here. For example, if I have given my user here under PrintVis user a full user type, however, if the same user only has a limited user license type under Business Central, the permissions will conflict, and our PrintVis user who has been given a full user license type will not have access to the permissions that we desire. Just to show again, if this full user type does not match with the Business Central 365 user, we will not have access. These permissions will not be effective. From the user card under PrintVis user, we're given multiple fast tabs to customize our permission sets, preferences for responsibilities, such as here, some production information under this user, and more preferences and info. Again, if a PrintVis user has not been set up, but a Business Central user has, go to the top and click this New button here. Here we'll go through the same process and start with a user ID. After we create our user ID, this Business Central username will appear to be edited. Find the user type and make sure it matches with the Business Central 365 user type. And here you can see, going down the page, we can enable or disable certain permissions.